Hello, my name is Breiter, and I'm Breiter Audio. Today I'd like to demonstrate Pillowtalk. Pillowtalk is a battery-operated microphone preamp with a 3-band tone control, an overdrive, and an interactive delay section. Pillowtalk can also be powered by a 9-volt power adapter right up here with the very common center negative plug style that is common amongst most effects pedals. But today I'm running off of a 9-volt battery. The idea was to create something that could really encourage to use your voice as an instrument that you would shape and get a particular sound out of. So that's why I have a tone control and overdrive for that extra crunch, and a delay so you can kind of, make it sound a little bit more spacious. You can get a little bit more of a room sound. You can get a little delay kind of action in there. Before I get into the controls of Pillowtalk, I want to talk about the enclosure. This enclosure is made out of reclaimed barnwood, which was a local structure here in Somerset County, Maryland. The information I was told was that it dated back to 1907. The face is aluminum, hand stamped, and I've made 2 of them, one for me, and then after building the one, I kind of figured all the sort of things I wanted to work out and built a second version of it where I smoothed over some design features and worked out any of the bugs that I found. I want to go over the features now. So we're working with a microphone. It has a Nutrec combo input, so you can actually plug a 1/4 inch into it, like a guitar or a drum machine or the output of another effects pedal. And it has a level here, so you can drive it all the way and get nice and crunchy. And it has a mute so that you can prevent your microphone from making noise when you put it down. The 3-band tone control gives you treble, mid, and bass. It's not a hard cutting EQ. It's more of a softer, broader sort of sloping to the tone. Take out your treble. You can scoop out the mid or push the mid. And I like to keep my bass up so my voice is nice and creamy, but you can take that out too. So the tone control is before the overdrive section. That way you can kind of add a little bit of shape to your sound before it is overdriven. Adding or removing bass will affect the way this overdrive sounds, and it's a lot more distinctive when you have something like a guitar plugged into it with your gain fully maxed out. So over here in the gain section, there's a switch up top that says hard, and it's got 3 positions. Top is hard, middle is off, and bottom is soft. Then you have the delay section, which is my favorite, and it's the most interactive. You have a basic sort of setting here like time, which is basically the amount of time it takes for your delayed signal to repeat. And then you have feedback, which is a secondary sort of encouragement for feedback. The delay mix has dry all the way counterclockwise, and as you dial it clockwise, it adds feedback. And the further you go, you can get more feedback. But if your feedback knob up here is all the way counterclockwise or pretty well at its minimum setting, you can max out your delay mix and get a really long feedback, long tails. But you won't self-oscillate unless you turn your feedback knob up here. So we have some other things over here. We have a mute, which will mute your delayed signal, and it will mute it for as long as you hold the button down. If you hold it down for long enough, it just erases all of your feedback, and so you just have just your voice. And when you let go, it brings it back. So this kind of gives you a little bit of control of how you might want to use your feedback and what you're saying. If you have your settings set up so that the delay just keeps going like a drone. You can use the mute as a way to chop the sound out of the delayed signal and create rhythms with that. There's the glide that it is on when you have the blue light, and the effect of that is it extends your delay time range, so it gives you longer delay times. And there's a light sensor here that the more light it gets, it's a shorter delay time, but if you cover it up, making it its darkest, you get really long delay times. And with the compromise of that, though, is lower fidelity playback of the delayed signal, so it's a little crunchier. So let's talk about the grab. So grab is the same as hold, except that hold is a toggle, so it stays in position, and grab up here is just a momentary, so it has an effect as long as you push the button down. And what it does is, say you're all the way in the dry setting, you can push this button and it will just grab whatever you were just inputting into the delay, and depending on your time setting, will loop it in that duration of time. And like I said, the hold does the same thing, except you don't have to hold the button down. There's also some interesting character within the delay. If you have your delay mix on dry and you turn your feedback all the way up, it kind of acts as like a low pass filter. It's a funky little character aspect of the delay circuit. And then if you have your delay all the way up, of course you get self-oscillation. Now the delay can be nice for creating just noisy drones, and I'll give you a little example of that. So yeah, there's a general run through of the features on Pillowtalk. The gain has an on and off. The on and off up here, if you turn it on, the 1/4 inch input directly connects to the 1/4 inch output, which is a switchcraft jack, and acts as a true bypass if you have a guitar, or like I said, just anything that has a 1/4 inch going into this Pillowtalk circuit. So yeah, let's try an electric guitar.